How we doing out there? All right. So I think we're good to go here. How's everyone doing out there? All right. So we're gonna wait for a few more viewers to come in, and then we're gonna get started. I thank everybody for joining. I'm just playing shampoo. Thank you. I'm just playing shampoo. I don't have any. I don't have a calling number right now, but that's in the plans. So we're just gonna go back and forth from the live chat. I don't expect any super chats, but if I will have maybe create some ways where if you want to contribute, if you'd like to. I don't expect anything, but I mean I appreciate anything what people want to offer. Like I said, I'm here for the improvement and advancement of our people, my people. So I'm glad. I'm just glad to have you guys here with me. I really appreciate that, y'all. You guys don't know what that means to me. All right, let me go run down the list right quick. We got I am just playing shampoo. How you doing? Nisi H, how you doing? Jonathan Pompey, how you doing? Nice you show up. We got Rock So Grand Radio Show podcast. Thank you for joining us. Twisted Hickory Juice, thank you for joining us. OC, Motu, that's funny. Uh, Shell Patron. Uh, oh, you want to press me on the issue? Okay. Hey, you can ask me any question. I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. I won't dodge any question. It's not what I'm here for. But first of all, I want to start off. I think we got. Let's get to 10 people. Let's get two more people in here, and then we'll get started. I mean, 10's enough for me. Actually, you know what I'm saying? One's enough for me. I'm glad you guys showed up. It means so much to me. Erica C, how you doing? Thank you for joining. She was one of the first people to like the video I posted up there, man. And she always posted nice things in the chats when I'm on a Star Show. Uh, Debu, thank you for joining us. Why can't you see me? This because I'm doing I want to share the comments from last night's show on the Star Report, so we can go over the comments and I can address those and like flesh out my ideas and my thoughts. I do see maybe live streams with me in it in the future, but for tonight, this is how we're gonna roll. Hey, thank you for saying I deserve a shot. I appreciate that. All right, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started. Start going through these comments. All right, so we're gonna go to the first comment here. You guys bear with me because, like I said, this is all new to me, and this program is new to me. So, this comment here is the first one. I don't if you guys can see it, let me know. I can make it a little larger. This first comment says Moe is dangerously informed and needs a serious makeover job. This Negro is talking real reckless. I feel for his baby's knowledge of self in the future. The Caribbean and West Indies are a part and parcel of Turtle Island, which we now know of as America's and its adjoining islands. Damn. Now he just gave me the largest headache on the planet right now. Slow him all the way the fuck down. Excuse the language. I'm sorry for that. Next time he comes to talk some of the off the wall s he's been here, he should be on a 10-day timeout. Let the people fast from all the pork he's been frying you up for y'all brains. Gee whiz. Okay, so Nisi H, I will make it larger. Like I said, bear with me here. This is my first time using this program, so I do not want it larger. Is that better? Yes, that's right. Haters are gonna hate. So here, first of all, this brother here commented a few more times after this comment, so I'm not gonna come at him too hard. I think he's coming from the idea that some black folks here in America were here when the colonizers and the Christopher Columbus arrived here. So I think that's where he's coming at. But he says, my baby's knowledge of self is, he feels for their knowledge of self. Like I said, the thing we talked about on the show last night is political. We're talking about political issue. And where we're coming from is the ADOS, Native Blacks, how you want to refer to us, we're due reparations from the United States government. Now, I made it clear that if we are successful at getting reparations, we should have no problem with sharing our blueprint with people of the Caribbean and other places, even Africa, against the colonizers, to where they can get reparations. So that's where I'm coming from. It's not that I'm trying to be divisive or rule out the people from the Caribbean. It's that I think this is an issue between, I say quotes, hashtag ADOS people and the American government and the corporations of America. So if you don't fit that criteria, then you have no rights to the American reparations. So I hope that's clear. So that's where I'm coming from on that note. Does anybody have any questions on this comment? Let me know, or we can move on to the next one. Let me go through the comments right quick and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay, Erica C. Shantae, yeah, she's one of the first ones too to comment on the first video I posted. Thank you very much, and she's always providing nice kind words in stars comment section, so I appreciate that. We got respect the game, peace. We got Shell Patron, I think I already spoke to you. Respect the game. You said, can you get reparations if your parents are from the islands but you were born in America? All right, also, let's address that question. Okay, it's respect the game. It depends on when you were born in America. If you were born under Jim Crow era, yes, I think you should be able to get reparations as well. But if you were born, say, 20 years ago, I don't think that's how the reparations case has been laid out. And like I said, I'm coming from a legalist point of view, not from any hatred or malice or trying to be, keep people out. It's the fact that under legal, when you do any kind of legal reparations or anything of that nature, it's the simple fact that it has to be by the law. And what the standard we're setting here is the things that happened under Jim Crow going back all the way to slavery. So even if that case, if we're talking about slaves that were held slaves even before the creation of America, that could be questionable as well. So, like I said, I'm not trying to be divisive or of who gets reparation, who doesn't get reparations. Wow, we got 21 people in here. That's great. Let's see. I'm reading comments as well, so you're saying take your time with me. The Most High, how you doing? How you doing? I've seen you in stars and comments as well. Thank you very much for joining. I think we spoke on Instagram as well, if I'm not mistaken. It says, I am just playing shampoo. It says, well, the white boy caller did have a point that Star put on his page. Who's paying for this? Who's paying for the Jews' reparations, Germany, and other responsibilities? I had the data but lost it. But my point is, I'm not concerned about who's going to pay for it. With our bill collectors, they don't worry about how you're going to pay for it. They're only concerned with what you owe them, and if you're going to when you're going to pay for it. Okay, Erica C. She said, I think it's weird that Bernie Sanders was out marching and protesting for equal rights, but don't agree with reparations. Correct, and he's also saying Jewish himself, and his people receive reparations, but he doesn't want us to receive reparations, and we suffer for far longer and under worse conditions. I'm not trying to play the suffering Olympics here, but I mean I don't understand where he's coming from. That goes to show you that sometimes people get involved with movements just so they can have credentials later on in their political career. Poppin' Cranium, how you doing? Glad you could join us. It says white man didn't have no point at all. He was hating. I think he was just trying to absolve himself. And the funny thing is, I would like to ask him. He said he came from Germany, so I would like to ask him: did you check other and write German in your box when you filled out all your applications, or did you just benefit from the system of white supremacy and all the things that comes with it? I'm sure he checked the white box. It's Papa Kramer said, RS, like you said, RS likes, like you said, know everything everyone else owes, but don't know what the F we're owed. Right. It's always funny how people can get how difficult the math is when it's due to pay us or to calculate what they owe us. It's all that's quite funny. So like I said, I don't want to come too hard this brother because me and him have some further comments after this comment, and I know where he's coming from. He's on that we are, there were melanated people, and I use the term black, but I know that's a corporate designation. So I mean, and let's be aware of that as well. We are not an adjective. So I want to make that as well clear. But I just use that for the sake of argument, the term black. We can say so-called black or quote unquote black, but I mean, just for the sake of argument, I use that term. But I'm well aware of who we are, so I'm not going to harp on this brother too much longer. Let's go to the next comment. All right, so this comment says, Moe fails to realize that application and forms only list African American or black. It doesn't go into details about race. So where did he want non-ADOS to check? White. It doesn't list areas. Hispanic. It doesn't list black Latins or white Latins or mixed Latins. It says non-white Hispanics, which was just recently added. Asian, it doesn't separate Mongoloids and Indians as it says Asians. And then he goes on just listing all the boxes. He says, so where should non-ADOS check? White supremacy has programmed / informed everyone that they are black, which is on most forms. There's no African box or Caribbean box or South American box or Pacific Islander box. It just says other. So here's the thing. This is my point. This is why we need a distinction for ADOS or Native Blacks. We need to have a box. So when we check that we know that the things that are set aside for reparations are meant for us. And that's the point I was making yesterday. It really ruffled a lot of feathers. For the simple fact is that the system of affirmative action was set aside for us because they know they had done us wrong, and they wanted to give us somewhat reparations or or set aside some things for us, but then everybody else has come in, checked the black box, even though they weren't descendants of slaves, and they've reaped the benefits. And like I said, I'm not coming from a place of hate. I'm coming from a place of, if that was set aside especially for us, then that should be just for us. And other people coming into the country, or or that's even in the country and want to check that. I want to show an example. We saw the example with what's the lady that that's running for president that said she was Indian. Her name slips my. If anybody could put her name in the chat, Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren is exactly what I'm talking about. She appropriated things that were set aside for Native Americans just by checking a box, with no proof or no rights to that aid or to that status. So we have this going on a lot here in America, that people that are non ADOS or Native Black take advantage of these things. I'm gonna go up the chat. Like I said, this is my first live, so you gotta bear with me. And if I miss any questions, it will help. If only if you have a question at Moe Factz, that way it shows up orange on my screen. I can easily get to it. Hey, what's up, Grand Finale? How you doing? Glad you could join me. It's always good to talk to that brother on Star Show. It says, "Sup, Mo? Question: Reparations have to come from taxpayers. If I'm excluded from receiving reparations because I'm not ADOS, I should be exempt from paying reparations, right? All right. So right now, your tax dollars go to people that were victims of the Holocaust, and you don't receive any of those reparations, but you pay for it. They pay for people, that Japanese that were put in internment camps during the World War II. You're paying for that now, but you have no issue with paying that. I think that, like I said, it's only when it comes to paying the African American, Black, ADOS, Native Black, however you want to use that term, it only becomes an issue when it comes to paying us. So nobody has any other issues when anybody else is receiving funds from the federal government. And like I pointed out before, you're paying right now for a fighter jet that hasn't been successful, the F-35, if my memory serves me correct, was $1.45 trillion. Nobody's batted an eye at that. 1.45 with a T trillion dollars. Like I said on the Star Show last night, and nobody's made any fuss about that. So I don't understand why people have a problem with paying the people that built this country and made it such a great country, because it was built off of free labor. That's why I'm saying it has such a fast start. The two things that made this country so successful is, one, all the natural resources, and two, all the free labor that was used to use the natural resources, and make it what it was. Popping cranium, let me see. Never too late either. It's always relevant if we are speaking of it and have been it for years. There has been bloodshed over this issue from countless leaders from Black communities for decades. That's a good point. Hi, Nisi. H, it says, Mo, love your passion on this topic, but until we face ease, give the Most High, obey His commandments, then He will give us what is ours. You're exactly correct. And that's, like I said, I'm fully aware of the spiritual issues and who we are as spiritual people. I'm fully aware of Deuteronomy 28 and the curse that was put on us due to the disobedience. But what we're talking about here is a legal issue, and the Bible, which I follow, tells us you should pay a man if you owe a man. So that's where I'm coming from. This country owes us, so they should pay us. Let me go down. Oh yeah, the Most High. Yeah, hit the like button. If you guys can hit the like button, it will, and also hit the bell. Please be active in the comments. If you agree, if you disagree, let me know. I don't run for anything. So I'm just interested to see where people are coming from and see, if I'm reaching people or if they have any issues or not with what I'm saying. All right. It says, for defense mode for the fake terror. Exactly. We have, I think our defense budget is the sum of the next 2, 3, 4, and 5 countries combined. So I'm sure we can cut out some things there. Shell Patron, it says, keep up the great work, Philosopher's Stones, Mo. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hit the like button. Okay. So like I said, it's always I ruffled a lot of feathers with these comments, but usually the truth has that effect. I have no problem with people coming here. I have no problem with you saying people integrating to this country. But the thing is, when you're taking something that's set aside for my kids, that's where I have the issue at. And like I said, I want to provide some anecdotal evidence, is because I work for a large tech company, and there's a lot of people that look like me, but they're of not the same lineage as me, and they're taking up those spots that were set aside for affirmative action. So I don't, like I said, I don't speak from a place of hate. I don't speak from a place of disdain. I just speak from a place of logic. And if you have a problem with logic and truth, you're gonna have probably gonna have a problem with me. But it is what it is. Okay, so the sad thing is black folks have marched saying, but we never just pray facing east and do a 24 hours, I think she meant fast. Now we just rather keep thinking on reparations, shaking my head. Oh yeah, the thing is, Niecy H, I don't think we have to do a or situation. We should do and. We should put our house in order. Yes, the men should be the head of the household, but also too, we should demand what's owed to us. I mean, that's the right thing. Papa Cranny says, man, I'm online right now and seeing a good number of reparations to different ethnic groups. Why are they continuously overlooked? Well, I think that goes to Niecy H. Niecy H, I think she knows why we're overlooked because they know who we are. I know who I am, and they know, trust me, they know who we are. That's why they would help anybody else but, the descendants of slaves here in America. It's a reason why they were put in slavery, for a reason. And the scripture tells us that. I don't want to go there tonight, but we will be going there. That we will put into bondage to fulfill the prophecy of the book. So that's who we are. But like I said, just to take a pause here, we're gonna look at all the way back who we are, who I am as a person, who my people are as a group of people. We're gonna look how the government has systematically tried to. That's right, the chosen, very well, very 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 good. And we're gonna look at how the government has systematically tried to destroy us. Every plant, like I said, we make up what 13% of the population, but they invest so much time in berating us and painting us in a bad light because they know who we are. And if we ever were to get on our feet, then we will retain our rulership. I'm going to go to the next comment now. I think we pretty much beat that dead horse. All right, let me get to, let me work on this resize here. All right, so I just want to show some low-level thinking here. The guy had a chance to engage me, or girl, I don't know who it is. Like I said, it's not important who these people are. That's why I marked out their names. It's more about what they said, and that's where I'm coming from. This person said, Moore is a moron. Ooh, that's pretty funny. LOL. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's really, you spent your time to put that message. Oh, right. All right. Then the other person put, this is between ADOS and American government. This is my whole point. If you want to be an ally to ADOS or Native blacks, that's fine, but don't be a hindrance because this is only between two parties. This lawsuit doesn't involve you. It's between Native blacks and American government. It said all you salty immigrants, go ask for reparation for your home government and hop off. And like I said, I brought that out. There's no need to be nasty about it. But he has a good point. And the thing is, if we were right, that's fine. If they were to give us what we were due, and we were successful at obtaining reparations from America, we would share our blueprint with all the other countries that were held slaves, so you could get the same thing for your countries. It's not like that we want to attain ours and keep what we did a secret. And then the last person said Moe was in the beta club. LOL. I don't know what that means. I get that a lot. That because I'm kind, I guess, or nice, that's a bad thing. I don't understand that. I mean, why wouldn't people be nice? I mean, why can't we just be kind to each other? I don't engage with low level thinking or with low level thinkers. Let me catch up with the real T Marie. How you doing? Nice for you to join us. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, Jazz Smooth, how you doing, brother? Always giving me good comments in the live chat. In Stars comment section. And you're right, we will never go away because it's not meant for us to go away. They try to kill us, they try to beat us, they try to enslave us, they try to do everything, but we won't go away. And we're still gonna be here. Popping Craniums, it says, I agree. If your ancestors wasn't slaves here in America, then go to your slave owners of your country. Correct. And we'll do everything. If it's up to me, we'll do everything we can to make sure you receive what's due to you. Justice Allah, how you doing, brother? Nice of you to join us. I'm glad you agree with me, but even if you didn't, I'm glad that you showed up. All right, so Poppin' Cranium says, I have artifacts from the late 1800s showing my family were slaves, and they were from the pictures to prove that they're owners and more. Grand Finale has another question. Okay, let me answer the Grand Finale's question right quick. It says, do you think it's a little offensive to assume that foreign blacks are at your job because of affirmative action? Did they tell you this? Maybe they're actually qualified to work. Okay, Grand Flat. Let me flesh out where I'm coming from. Say for instance, there's 2,000 people at my job, correct? And they set aside 200 spots for quote unquote black people. We know how white supremacy works. They're gonna fill up those 200 spots with black looking people and no more. Let's be honest. So I'm not saying that they're because of affirmative action. What I'm saying is the spots that were set aside due to affirmative action for native blacks are being taken up by non-native blacks. That's my only concern. I work with a lot of people that's very intelligent and are qualified to be there. But the hypothetical 200 spots are set aside are there for a reason. And that's the purpose for affirmative action. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they weren't qualified. I'm not saying that, I'm not making any assumptions. What I'm saying is they like to fill up the spots meant for us at colleges. They split the Pell Grant that's meant for native blacks with non-native blacks. So I'm just saying, let us have our own distinction so we're giving what we're due. It's like I said, I don't want any beef. And I think a lot of people got that. I think there was a lot of non-native black allies that called into the show last night and understood where I'm coming from. This is not a very complex issue. This is very simple. It's not complex. And like I said, it's very smart people that act like they don't understand where I'm coming from. So that's that. I hope to answer your question, Grand Finale. Let me keep going. Mo, keep schooling Dana, please. Keep the knowledge. Like I said, if I can help inform anybody, I can, but I won't be disrespectful to anybody. And that's the thing. And I will remove myself from a situation before I be disrespectful to someone's platform or to a person in general. Okay. I am just playing shampoo. It says, well, it's also to make them look kosher in society's views. But if it was up to these companies, you would never see anything they didn't want. Correct. Like I said, if there was no affirmative action, trust me, there would be far less black looking faces in that building. So let's not be fooled that they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They knew they did us wrong, and that's why they gave us affirmative action in the first place. Okay, Real T Marie, are you in a frat? You said you attended a HBCU. Correct. No, I am not in a frat because I know the esoteric meanings behind fraternities. Let's just leave it at that. And that's another show for another day. So no, I'm not in a frat. But because I know who they worship and who they pray to. So no. Nisi H, Psalms 83. You fail miserably, we are still here. Am I my brother's keeper? Hallelujah. Yes, hallelujah, sister. Most praise to the Most High as well and His Son. Twisted Hickory Juice. That's some God grants to come live to live in the U.S. That some got grants to live in the U.S. Yes, right. And like I said, this is by design. These people are being brought here, whether they know it or not, to replace us. Our birth rates are down, and they don't want to show that that we're slowly disappearing. So they replace us with people that look like us. Let's not be naive here. The system is working. The Most High, he said, I'm an immigrant, and I think I can speak for most of us when I say we're not looking for reparations in America. We're here for opportunity. And I welcome you here to come get opportunity. But just don't take advantage of things set aside for us. That's the only beef I have. And the thing is, I wish they would bring more allies in. Twisted Hickory Juice, NCCU. Ah, I'm from yeah. I know I'm an Aggie Pride. But you know what I'm saying? We can build on the HBCU thing, but it's all Aggie Pride here, brother. Justice Allah. It says when you say Native Blacks, explain Native Blacks a little more. All right, so Native Blacks. What I mean by that is people that were here in the Americas prior to Jim Crow and during slavery. Now that does have another meaning as well. If you subscribe to that there were actually Native Blacks here before the explorers came, and I am a subscriber to that thought. But I think the Black population now are made up of three groups. The one group is the Blacks that came out of Europe, and I hope to expound on that. The Blacks that were here before the explorers were here, and then the ones that were brought off the west coast of Africa that were brought here as well. And some of us were taken from here to the west coast of Africa. Why do you think they sold us into slavery? They didn't sell their own people into slavery. They know who the Negro was. They know who we were. Right? So I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. And then somebody said blacks not from America. Okay, Moe. Okay, big facts, Moe. I'm glad you guys agree with me. Okay, yes, the remnant. All right, so Aggie Pride, Tina Marie, yeah, exactly. Real Teen, T Marie, excuse me, T Marie. Right, Aggie Pride, all day, every day. Um, okay, we got grand finale again. It said, don't mean to be the dead horse, but are you an affirmative action hire? Do you believe you got your job on your own merit? I think they don't care if I got my job on my own merit. Yes, I deserve and I earn where I'm at, but who hired me, they didn't care. They're trying to meet a quota. Let's be honest here. I'm not delusional. But guess what? Once I got my foot in my door, once I got my foot in the door, I proved that I'm equal to my peers or even superior to some. Just because the reason I got into the door won't be the reason why I stay there. And let's be honest. I'm being honest about that. Okay, Jazz Smooth, so I feel you on the not joining these groups. Most are out here for personal gains as far as their political career. What do you say? Move like a school of fish and a flock of birds. Correct. We have to stop aligning ourselves with groups because when you have a hierarchy, all they have to do is decapitate or infiltrate the top, and then they can control the group. A school of fish or a flock of birds don't have a leader. They move in unison. That's where I'm coming from. If we all got our house in order and we all moved at with the similarity and with the same morals and values, that's what makes a culture. So let's be clear of that. Okay, Nisi H. That with Psalms 83 tells us the plan for them to cut us off and destroy us. Right, reread King James Version. Right, right. They're trying to destroy us. I mean, that's on the spiritual level. Like I said, the point of reparations is I'm not dependent upon reparations to get what I want in life because I depend on the Most High, and that's who I depend on. That's who blesses me. But my thing is, if legally we're owed something, I fully expect to be paid that. Okay, it says, I'm just plain shampoo. You will never be superior to some, but some will respect you. Right, like I said, and what I meant by superior is in my performance. If we're measuring on a scale, then my performance can be superior to some. Okay, we are from Northeast Jerusalem. Get it right. Actually, if you read the word, it says we were spread to the four corners of the earth, Nisi 8. So we're all over. You you will find what I'm saying. You will find the chosen people all over this globe if you subscribe to the globe. That I'm not going there tonight, because I don't really care I don't care if it's a globe or flat. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not leaving anytime soon. Mario Ree, how you doing? Nice of you to join us. It says the ADOS didn't come from Africa. Slavery was a hoax. People will ruin the effort for reparation. Well, like I said, there were Negroes in Africa. There were Negroes on the North American continent, and there were Negroes that came out of Europe that came here. If you read your history, and we will cover that later on. Like I said, my channel is going to be somewhat history and confirming history with current events. So that's where I'm going to come from. All right, let's move to how we're looking on time. Oh man, we're already half an hour in, and we only got through a few of these comments. All right. So this person says, if you think Liberians and Sierra Leoneans don't deserve reparation, then you don't know your history. First of all, I said any people brought here and held in slavery deserve reparations. I don't understand what he means. He said my ancestors were in those fields, but I don't want no reparations for no one. Sir, if your ancestors were held in their fields, they deserve reparations. So I don't know why you wouldn't want anything that you don't deserve. And then he says, I came here and worked for my own S. I don't want no handouts, nor do West Africans I know. Well, the thing is I really don't care what you don't want because you're not entitled to anything. Now, if your ancestors were here in hell, they are entitled to something, and you will only be a fool if you didn't want to collect on what your ancestors would do. I think that would actually be a disgrace because they were beaten, they were held captive, and you don't want that? I don't understand. It says, fight amongst yourselves and leave us the F out of it, of that BS. My issue is y'all saying Africans don't deserve to come here. No, that's a misconception. That's a mischaracterization of the facts. I didn't say and no one doesn't deserve to come here. You know, we have an immigration system, and we're always going to have immigrants coming to this country. And I prefer them to look like me if we're going to bring any immigrants here. What I'm saying is the ones that come here shouldn't take the spot. And I don't want to keep beating the dead horse over and over again, but obviously they don't understand what I'm saying, and I want to make this clear. You can come here, but it's not fair for you to take the things set aside for the native black / ADOS. And then it says that shows self-hatred for people that look like you. I don't hate anyone, sir. I don't hate anyone. First of all, hate takes too much energy. So I mean, God bless you. Let's go to the next comment. Let's catch up here. Okay. It says Papa Cranium said I have physical proof of my family history. Nisi H says me too, Mo. Mario Reed says popping. I know. I'm saying the people who say that slave boats never existed and slavery never existed will ruin our fight for reparations. Correct. Now, let's be careful how we do things. You always use nuance and be careful with our words. To say that slavery never existed and slave boats never existed, that's not true. That's not true because some people were brought here. Now, what is distorted is the amount of people that were brought here on those boats. That is severely distorted. And like I said, that's another video for another day. But yes, the group of people here in this country right now that went through slavery are made up of three different groups. The native people that were here on this continent, the people brought out of Africa, the west coast of Africa, and the people that came out of Europe during the War of the Dark Ages. And like I said, we'll cover that more. Hate Esau. Like I said, hate takes too much energy. Um, that's what they want you to do. They want you to hate. You know, we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. We wrestle with principalities of evil. Orlando Small, how you doing, brother? Glad you can join us. What's up, bro? Glad you finally got your YouTube channel. Oh yes, like I said, it's just between calling into Star Show and debating there and my everyday life, it was just hard to get the content going. But like I said, I will be consistently adding on having live streams and also pre-prepared videos as well. So like I said, just hanging in here with me is gonna be one hell of a ride. Just share it with your friends. Also, too, I want to say one thing. All of you who have social media, Instagram and Twitter, please follow me there because if this channel takes off like I expect it to, or I hope it does, you know, YouTube is not gonna be very happy, so they're gonna try to shut us down. So we should always try to stay in contact. So please follow me. My social media uh, usernames are in the comments. So please follow me there. Okay. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody speaking to anybody. I mean, like I said, I appreciate everybody here. Sensei Boo, I think that's how you pronounce it. It says, I'm tired of black immigrants being their feelings about ADOS. And let's be clear. That's when we say black, it's not all because we have a large group of allies. As you saw from the show last night, we saw a bunch of people called in the support of ADOS/Native Blacks and into the points I was making. So let's not run those people off by making generalities. Because, like I said, it's people that come here and they understand that they're not entitled to some things. And I think some of these comments will get to that. Okay. Let me go get to another comment here. Come on. This person says, I agree that black Americans of Native descent should get reparations from America. Blacks from other nations / American born blacks from parents from African nation in the Caribbean, Latin America, etc., should seek and get reparations from those nations. It's only fair. And this is the whole point I'm saying. I'm not saying they shouldn't get reparations. I'm saying they shouldn't receive reparations from America. Let's see if I make sure I don't want to miss anybody. Tamar G, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Glad you could join us. I'm glad everybody could be here tonight. And I appreciate it very much. Looks like we got 22 people, 20 likes. Man, it's awesome. That's a great ratio, and I appreciate it. I think there's nothing else to cover on that comment. All right, so we got another hater here. It says, Moe is talking mess. Black people is black people. We all originated from Africa and have all been affected by the slave trade. That's not necessarily true because the simple fact is, if all black people were all black people, why is it that I can't go back to certain African nations and own land? I don't understand that. If all black people are all black people. And it says, typical blacks, Moe and Dana is. So what is a typical black? Obviously, this person has in their mind what a typical black is. I don't understand that. Obviously, he has preconceived notions and stereotypes about what a typical black is. It says dividing black people. We're not dividing anyone. Like I said before, anything that we learn in our battle and our struggle to receive reparations, I will be more than willing to share with anyone else that's trying to fight the slave owners and slave holders that received that held slaves. So, and then he says, being tricked into calling themselves African Americans when they are Black Americans. First of all, he wants to school me on using the term African American, which I never use, or I never used on that show, and he wants to call himself Black, which is nothing but a corporate designation. So I find the irony in that crazy. I think we should refer to ourselves by our tribal names. Uh, but like I said, for the sake of argument, I just use the term black just so that we know who we're talking about. It says here, it says black Americans who have descended from Africa. The white man does not call himself European American. Actually, the white man does call himself Irish, French, English. He refers to himself from his native land. Norwegian, Polish, Russian. So I mean that's a mischaracterization of facts as well. Let me catch up with the live chat. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody or any good questions. Like I said, also too, for the people, if you have a question, it'll be easier if you put at Moe Factz so it shows up in orange, so I can get right to your question, so I don't miss anybody. He said Moe and Dana have different points of view. Yes, and like I said, I don't never want to make it okay for me to ride down on Dana because I think her heart's in the right place. I think that we just don't agree on some things, but I think we can disagree without being disagreeable. And I hope to get to that place with her because I would love to have her on my platform. I would love to go to her platform. I think we all want the same thing. That's the improvement and the advancement of our people. So and that's another thing. We don't want to divide ourselves. I'm reading through the comments. Hold on, let me catch up. Not everyone in Africa is black, so actually, sir, no one in Africa is black. That's the whole point I'm making. They all refer to themselves as tribes, not by a corporate designation. So I hope I made myself clear. All right, so let's move to the next comment. I'll be looking on time. I'm glad you guys could hang out tonight. This person says, let me resize. This person says, y'all keep throwing black foreigners around and what they've contributed in Ferguson. Here's the thing. They live here thanks to black Americans in securing the Immigration Act of 1965, which is all correct, all facts, and it can be proven by documentation. Period. They're supposed to be invested in this country. They're supposed to put boots on the ground. We have shown our appreciation for them by allowing them to use affirmative action and various other benefits that they honestly aren't entitled to. And that's my whole point. They're not entitled to that. And up until this point, we haven't really said anything about it. But if we want to start looking about who's entitled to what, then we need to have that conversation because, like I said, at this time right now, so-called black people need all the things they're entitled to them because we're at an all-time low in this country. I want to say one thing, and people might push back against this, but we are worse off now than we were during the civil rights era. Because yes, on the outside, we had people hating us, but in the home, we had fathers in the home that made children feel safe and have value. Now we have, we can go to places and do things, but in the home, there's no comforting or making children feel secure. So I just want to say that. Okay, let me see. Nisi, she added me. She said, I hate when Dana opens her mouth. She can be a black woman's burden. I'm just saying. But I still pray for our daughter of Zion to get it together. Yes, we should all pray. We should all pray for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Especially our enemies. Or people that we consider our enemies. And she's not enemy of mine because, like I said, we want the same things. We want the same things. We just have a difference of opinion, and that's good to have a difference of opinion. We don't want to have everybody having groupthink. If you have something to bring to the table, bring it to the table, and we'll let it stand on its own merit. That's all. Let's see. Orlando Small. I don't see a super chat yet. Yeah, I gotta get that all set up. Like I said, I got so much pushback in the comments today that this was impromptu. So I will get all that set up. I will get a super chat. I think I will get a cash app if you guys want to contribute. There's no expectation, but if you want to, I'll be more than glad to use that, to help grow the channel. And because there's some equipment and things I need to take care of. But like I said, it's not going to stop us. Nothing's going to stop us. We're going to be here. All right, let's go to the next comment. And also, two things will go a little bit smoother as the channel progresses. Like I said, this is just I'm working off of duct tape and and elbow grease right now. Uh, this comment says ADOS might have to try to cut a deal with Trump. He's a businessman. With ADOS vote, he would definitely win. We get a wall and reparations, but his white supremacist base would be pissed. Like I said before, whoever is willing to take up, our case and show us meaningful actions, not just lip service, but meaningful actions, I'm willing to come to the table with them and have that conversation. But the likelihood of that, if you want to know honestly where I stand on that, I think Trump hate Obama so much that he will probably be willing to give us reparations just to thumb his nose at Obama. That's how petty that guy is. So I wouldn't put it past him. But his base definitely wouldn't stand for it. So that's a clear observation. And that's a correct observation there. And this person put that nigga Moe as a clown. How am I a clown? I wish he would have elaborated, on his petty comment there. All right, let me catch up. It says, Pop, we are loving under contracts most states that, and I'm glad he does. So we have to check those boxes. Right. All I'm asking for is new documentation with a designation for us to check solely, so we can make sure the things set aside for us are given to us. That's the first step. And that can happen today. Like I said, reparations is a battle. It's gonna be a long battle, but there's some things that we can do now to ensure that the things that already been set aside for us are getting to the people they're meant for. Popping Cranium, it says Moe Factz definitely feels as a brother I hadn't met yet, but I've been knowing all my life. I feel the same way, brother. I feel the same way. I think if we all agree, and get on one accord, we can turn this thing around. I fully believe that in my heart. I would have a defeatist attitude if I didn't, and I wouldn't be here tonight. Mario Reed, I feel like the wall is to keep Americans locked in, not to keep people locked out. Pay attention. I have my theories on that wall as well, but I'll go into that at a later date. I don't want to go too far off topic tonight. New York, Trump is a New Yorker. He's definitely petty. Oh yes, he's very petty. And I want to say one thing too. I think Donald Trump is more of an opportunist than a racist. And in some cases, that's worse than being a racist, because even racists, they stand on something, even if it's misinformed and it's hatred. But an opportunist will say and do anything to get what they want. So let's be clear about that when you're dealing with somebody that's an opportunist. The Most High, LOL, name calling with nothing to support his points. Right, but guess what? Donald Trump has showed us something valuable, that a president can support his base only and win the office and do the becking call of his supporters. So when people tell us now, oh, I can't do something because it won't go well, you know what? You only take care of the people that voted for you. Right. That's what we can tell them now. Tamar G, we rocking with you at Moe Factz. Keep up the good work. Thank you, sister. I appreciate the kind words. You don't know what that means to me. It says, Mo, leave that for them. Leave that for later. Don't scare the masses. Right. I'm not gonna go into any deep conspiracy theories tonight, because we could definitely go down a rabbit hole. But there are some things that they're hiding from us, and I hope to bring those things to the light, so it'll help enlighten our people and make us wise as serpent and as the scriptures say. Let me see. That's the same way I feel about yes, opportunists are the most dangerous people in the world because they don't operate on anything but self what's the word I'm looking for self gratification and things that improve their situation. They don't stand on any facts. They don't stand on anything that matters about anything. Right, it says Hitler did it with his base too, supposedly. Yeah, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Nah, yeah, I'm not going there. Facts 100. He took meetings with Kanye and looked scared and confused the whole meeting. Right, because like I said, Kanye made it look crazy, but if you take the time to listen what someone is saying, I always say this: take the meat and leave the bones. If somebody's saying something accurate, even though they might say 90% BS and 10% facts, take the 10% facts and leave the 90% BS behind. All right, Orlando Small. We can start with no tax for blacks. Sorry. So one of the things, like, yeah, we're gonna get into that also too. Some of the things that we can do for reparations is, first of all, I would say, day one, we pay no more taxes in this country. And I'm not just talking about income tax. I'm talking about sales tax. I'm talking about all the taxes on your cable bill, on your cell phone bill, your property tax, all those. We can get rid of all of those. So yeah, no tax would be one of the things. Interest-free loans will be another thing, as well as checks. Also, forgiveness for all the student loans that we have. We need to get rid of those if you're saying we really want to do reparations. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up here. You guys are going pretty fast in this chat. Right. Who we are is the world's greatest secret. The greatest open secret. Let's say that because they know who we are. We just don't know who we are. It says all people got to learn to start reading mode. Right. Get this food for thought. Right. First of all, we have to. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I am here to show you my way of thought process, and maybe you can take something away from that, and and see things in a better light. I don't want everybody to agree with me, and if I'm wrong, please put it down in the comments how I'm wrong, and I hope to learn and grow. I don't think I know everything, and if I can learn from you guys, I hope to. I hope to learn from you guys. Because I'm sure all the collective knowledge in this chat tonight is way far superior than the knowledge I have. Okay, someone said have a show on who you are. I thought I explained that, but let me just take some time out. Who is Moe? Who is Moe Factz? All right, if you guys just take some time with me, I just want to explain how this happened. I never had planned this. I've always thought about, blogging or vlogging and things like that. But I was listening to Star's show and he asked a question. And I called and I had an answer for his question. So I answered his call and answered his question and I got positive feedback. So it was on the whole Jussie Smollett thing. So then that's how this whole thing got started. And I started calling him and providing information that I had. And the ball started rolling there. And that's why that's how I got started. Who I am, I'm a native black male, happily married, proud of 4 children that I have. I'm an engineer by trade, but the thing I take most pride in is my lineage. I know my father's father. I know his father. I know his fathers. I have a family tree. I have pictures of all these men, and that's why I take most great pride in. I have their pictures looking at me right now. So I'm just hope to make them proud, and that's what I'm saying. If we can put fathers back in these children's lives, then they'll have something to be proud of, and have somebody to be proud of them. That's how we change things. Okay, it says when I mean you as a person, but also who you are besides Star's color. I hope that I explained who I am, and like I said, that will be fleshed out even more as you'll learn who I am through the points and views I make on this channel. I'm glad you find it interesting. I'm just plain shampoo. I'm glad I could be value adding to you guys' life. And I hope and pray you guys do the same for me. That would be a blessing to me. Okay, that's so sweet. I'm glad. I didn't mean it for it to be, but I'm glad you appreciated that. So true. Okay, Shantae, she said, at Moe Factz, what do you think the qualification to receive reparations will be? All right, so if you can prove that you have lineage going back to American slavery or Jim Crow, you were affected by Jim Crow negatively, then I think you should receive reparations. And the question came up was, oh, how can you tell? That would be difficult. No, it's not difficult because Henry Louis Gates has a show where he finds celebrities' ancestors every episode. So the same methodology, the same way he does that, we can use that same, like I said, we were property. So every time property is transferred, there's records of it at the courthouse. We can go find this out right now. Who own our ancestors? The information's there. One thing about the so-called white man, he keeps great records. Now, what I do fear, if it ever was an opportunity for us to get reparations, they would destroy the records. That's why we have to do our due diligence of collecting the records for ourselves. And that's something that we should do on our own and not wait for somebody else to do that for us. All right, so Mario Reese said, I think it would be nice to see Moe and Dana do a show on their platform. I'm open to come to her platform, and I'm open to have her on my platform. Like I said, as long as we're respectable to each other, I would love that. Okay, Twisted Hickory Juice. It says, at Moe, all you got to do, all you got to listen to a person, and you can see what type of person you're dealing with, and don't have to see their face for that comment. Right, like I said, I plan to show my face one day. That's up in the air. I discussed that with my wife, and we're still having that discussion, because first of all, I had to do what's best for my family, and the way people dox people nowadays, that's a serious concern of mine, because when you start unveiling truth, people can become real petty. So that's something that we've discussed. So as of right now, this is how I think we would communicate for right now. But like I said, that may, like I said, that may be in the future. Who knows? Orlando Small says, "Yep, was there since the beginning, Mo." Okay, Shantae said Dana is too self-absorbed. She doesn't deserve a conversation with Mo. She's a know-it-all and don't know blank. Like I said, I try to think the best of everybody, and I hope that one day I can reach her with with what I believe, that she will hear me one day. But I'm not gonna yeah. Let's keep going. I'm not gonna waste too much time in the conversation. Rekka Cope, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you could join us. You guys, I don't know. You guys, let me know. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying you guys' company tonight. So Nisi H says, but Mo, just out of a roaring lion, and your picture's like, yes. Oh yes, Nisi H. The reason why I haven't picked a photo yet, because I want it to mean something. So that's a good suggestion. Now I might consider that. Thank you for the suggestion. It says, much respect for that answer you have, Mo. I'm glad you appreciate that answer. And that came from the heart. Like I said, I'm here. I wouldn't waste my time to come here to lie to you guys. That's not what I'm up to. And like I said, something I might tell you today might be true, but later on, if I find different, I'm always studying, I'm always reading, I will come back to you and tell you where I erred and the new facts that have come to light. I understand. I don't have an ego. Well, everybody has an ego, but I don't let my ego control me. Let's say that. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. We got about 4 more comments left to go through. Is the comments readable, guys? Let me know. Yes, yes. Let's see. Let me go here. Erica C. She said, I can see Trump using reparation as a one-up on Obama. Yes, I can see that too. Even if in name only, if it's only a penance, I can see him being able to say, yes, I did something Obama didn't do for his own people. I can see that because we saw that when he brought the presidents of the black HBCUs in and talked to them when Obama had ignored them for almost all 8 years of his term. And we're going to investigate that guy too, Mr. Barry Soweto, aka Barack Obama. We're going to look into him because that's another thing how we were misguided. But you know what? Obama being in office was a good thing for us because we saw that somebody that should have been taken for us, like MAGA does Trump, didn't do anything for us. So yeah. So let me go through this comment right here. Let me go through this comment right here. It says, I'm multi-ethnic with both Caribbean and African American blood, along with Black, Latina, Cherokee, and white. I strongly disagree with Moe's points about non-native blacks, blacks of all stripes. Who I'm sorry, I didn't got that cut off. I don't understand why she disagrees with me if she has quote unquote African American bloodlines because she would be entitled to reparations. So I don't know. Guys, can you hold on for 1 second? I need to get a water. I'm a little parched here. Can you grab me a water, please? A water. Can you grab me a water? Oh, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, the kids are here and they're a little curious about what I'm doing. So, I mean, like I said, this is real life. You might hear some kids in the background every once in a while. Like I said, I wouldn't say anything that would be detrimental to them. So, they're always in earshot. And if you wonder why they're up so late, they're all on spring break. That's just a little peek inside my life. E Mace, how you doing? Glad you could join us. J Doug 313, glad you could join us. Did I miss anybody? L Edwards, thank you for joining us. All right, let me see, make sure I didn't miss anything. You an Aggie, you got an ego. All y'all That's funny. Oh, come on now. Come on, we know we're the best. We got the best band. Hey, I'm not gonna go there. We're not gonna make nobody mad. But you know what it is, Aggie Pride. Erica C. If she don't want her money, I'll take it. Right. It's funny how people won't support reparations, but like someone said on the show last night, but they'll take it if they got it. And I find that very disingenuous. If it's something what meant for me, someone says I'm Ecuadorian and Honduran, Mo. Will I get reparations? If your parents or your ancestors were held in slavery in America, I think you deserve reparations. And like I said, and this funny thing is, there were blacks that held slaves. So let's not be, let's not be clueless here. There were all types of people that held slaves. So if you were a slaveholder, pay up, and if your ancestors were held as slaves, pay up. But if you're just saying if Ecuadorian, Honduran, if you don't have any legacy going back to slavery or Jim Crow, then I don't think you will get reparations. Let's see. You are your father. All that mess is for the birds. What even her father is, she is. Right. Okay. Nisi H, you're fine at Mo. Let the babies be at home. Right. Like I said, this is their home too. And like I said, they're behaving very well, and I appreciate that. But they're curious. They're trying to see what's going on. And also too, if you see some new people come in, y'all welcome into the chat. everyone here is my day ones, and I will appreciate that, but I'll never forget that. Never will I forget that. Mark Mickles. It says, "Did you and Dana have?" Now, come on, now. We're not gonna go there. Nah, that's not. Yeah, like I said, I think we have a difference of opinion, and she gets frustrated with me because I stand firm on what I believe. But like I said, one day I might sway her over. Who knows? They said that's fine, but can I get reparations for this fiat system that has ripped me off? That's another question. That's another comment topic for another day because, like I said, what people don't realize is slavery didn't end with the end of with the Civil War. Everyone just became a slave. And then we're going to cover that topic too. We all became debt slaves post Civil War. Papa Cranium. It says, well, it's possible a slave could have had children with a person outside of slavery that wasn't black. That's an interesting look at it. Right. It's very complex. It's very complex as far as who gets there, who doesn't. But like I said, there's paperwork and there's systems to figure out who's entitled and who's not. And like I said, the documentation is there because we were property. And every time property was transferred in her hands, there has to be a record for it. Let's see. Right, I'll take any kind of reparations, free gas, free food stamps, free sandwich shelter. Give me what's the right, right. But no, they gonna pay us. They have to pay us what we're due. Erica, see, we ain't taking no shorts. We ain't taking no shorts. All right, Real T Marie, please don't dump on Dana. Dana, she has been an awesome mentor to me. Right, Tina. Right, we're not dumping on Dana here. Like I said, I think our heart's in the right place, and I never question her motives. I just think we have a difference of opinion, and I'd love to have her on my platform one day, and I'd love to join her on her platform because, like I said, I think her heart's in the right place, and she does walk the talk. She does walk the talk. I got to give her credit where credit's due. She, like you said, she had her program this weekend, and she's in there, so you can't take that away from her. Let's see. Reparations are an insult. Okay, built for anything. One, reparations are an insult to our ancestors who are actually slaves. Built for anything. Can you expound on that? Because I think getting paid for services rendered. Now, I will say this: anything short of what they're due is an insult. But getting their just due and receiving it is not an insult to our ancestors. So the calculation has to be right, and accounting for interest as well. Number two, he says, and the U.S. doesn't have the money. Like I said, they print it every day. And the funny thing is, I want to just take a sidebar here. It's amazing how they can say print the money for the Green New Deal for something called climate change that could or could not be real. I mean, we're still looking at that. But they don't have money to pay back the very people that built this country. I find that very interesting. Justice Ali, a real mentor. Right, Cincy Brew, cut the check. Right, cut the check. Moving down. It says, do we get 400 years of reparation in return for the time we were slaves or just a lump sum? How we're paid? I think that needs to be discussion, but I'm here to say what we're due and who's due. Now, how we're paid, that's up for discussion. I don't have a solution for that. I have a recommendation, but I don't have a solution. Nisi H says, Mo, that's not going to happen to Israel. Who do you believe, him or man? It's not the point about that. Oh, let me be clear also too, Nisi H. The conversation of reparations for our people that we're having now shows a sign of a political maturing. So that's why I'm glad that we're having this conversation because for so long we have given away our right to vote. So let me be clear. Even if we don't get it or not, what we need to say is we're not going to vote for anybody that's not going to have the conversation. And what that does is it creates a block vote. And guess what? When you create a block vote, then there will be a candidate that will address you. We've seen this with the Hispanics and citizenship. They stayed on code and they said, we're not gonna vote for anybody that's not talking about real action for citizenship. And now look, the conversation is being had. Gas move. Sauce Money said it best. Cut the check. Or suck. right. Cut the check, bruh. Cut the check. It's paper. Just print it. Just print some. Right. I don't understand. We're $22 trillion in debt, and now you want to talk about, oh, we can't pay? Like I said, we spent 1.45 on one airplane. Come on. That's a poor excuse. Tamar G at Moe Factz. That's so true. Let's keep it simple and plain for the folks to understand. Right. Let's just keep it simple. Let's just keep it like I said last night. The calculation is simple. It's the number of people held times the work provided times the no less than minimum wage, and then you got to calculate it for interest. It's very simple calculation. And then we figure out once we figure out what the pie is, we figure out how to divvy up the pie and who gets it and who doesn't. So yeah, let's not play that game. But like I said, this is a greater sign for the simple fact is that our people are maturing and learning how politics work. And I had to thank Mr. Barack Obama for that, because the veil was lifted with him. The veil was lifted because we got to see that even a person that looks like us didn't have our best interests at heart. So stop giving our vote away and only vote for people that have our best interests at heart. The Most High says, I feel like a whole lot of people not aware of the topic of reparation because they're following the wrong social leaders, i.e. ball players, rappers, IG influencers. Right. And guess what? Guess who employed those people? Like we saw LeBron James go and meet with Hillary Clinton when she tried to get elected. I found that odd. This lady called us super predators. We saw Jay-Z go meet with Hillary Clinton when she called people super predators. You know the irony of that? He's the very thing that she was talking about when she called us super predators. People that were selling our own people poison and shooting up our neighborhoods. But she met with him and he met with her. Don't we see this? Don't we really see this? Come on now, we got to open our eyes. We got to open our eyes and see what's really going on here. Let me see. I'm sure I missed no at Moe Factz. It says, I feel like a whole. Did I read that already? Right. Don't follow anyone except the Most High and His Son, if that's what you prescribe to. Right. Because these people that are upheld by the media is sitting here to misguide you. Another at Moe Factz, he says, if you came up with that calculation at Moe Factz, that was nice. Right. Like I said, it's very simple. When you owe somebody at the end of the day for a paycheck, what do you look at? When you're doing your calculations for your work stat, you say how many people did work for me. What you say, how many hours did they work, and then how many what was their pay rate? Very simple. But then we also got to calculate for inflation and interest, because they've held our money, and when they hold your money, you need to be paid interest. Let's see here. Going through the comments still. Right. Oh yes. Freaking fools they are. All boule. Right. Oh, most definitely on this channel we are going to fully expose the boule. Yes, because guess what? What we have to realize is there is a group of people sent here to misguide us, and they're the advisors to the kings. That's what boule means, and we're going to do a full breakdown of the boule, because they're sent here. And that's why the point I was bringing up yesterday. When you look at the people that's against reparations, who are they? You got Angela Rye, who is a Democratic political pundit. You have Joy Reid, who is a talking head for the Democratic Party. And you have Roland Martin, who is a talking head for the Democratic Party. It wasn't any white folks coming out talking against reparation. It was all people that look like us. So we got to be very clear. You know what I'm saying? First, we got to clean out house, and that's when I say clean out house, I mean that figuratively, and I mean that literally. We have to clean out our houses. We have to put the fathers back in their places. And once we do that, then we're saying we'll have the structure there. And once we have the structure there, we'll bring our children up right. Right. I see y'all naming off Boule members. Like I said, we're gonna have that conversation. We're gonna have a lot of conversations. Trust me. Mark Mickles, he says they have the money to pay Dr. Joanna Olson Kennedy $5.7 million to experiment on children as young as 8 for transgender therapy. They are giving the little girls testosterone estrogen to the board. Right. They have all kind of money to do all these sick experiments, but to pay for services rendered, they don't have the money. I call it that's bullcrap. Shantae, she says, Moe Factz, you need to show your face. No need to show your face. Just keep providing intellectual content, and the masses will follow it. Right. Like I said, if this ain't a beauty contest, like I said, this is listen to my words, assess my words, and if you feel they're value adding, take them in. If you feel that I'm wrong, please, if you feel that I'm wrong, be respectful and point out, with facts how I'm wrong, because I hope to learn. Let's see here. Let's go through a few more comments. I'm almost done here. All right, so I think we covered this. It said $1 million question. How do black people confirm their lineage and that they are the descendants of slaves? Like I said, Henry Louis Gates. Now we'll be posting some of his content because there's very interesting things there as well. Henry Louis Gates, he has the formula down how to trace people's lineage. So I think it's quite easy. So I think we addressed that question. Quiet is kept. Jamaica recently received reparation. Nobody's talking about that. ADOS equals self-explanatory. Right. That's Americans descended as slaves. I mean, it's very self-explanatory. Chattel slavery. It says, if great Grammy was not mammy in the States, fall back. I like that. If great Grammy was not mammy. Right. When has the Democratic Party ever helped / focus? Okay, right. Right. So like I said, all these other groups are getting reparations. I believe the Haitians are working on reparations, and we're not standing in their way. It's not our business to stand in their way. We don't tell other people how to do their politics, so why do they come here and try to stand in our way? Either be an ally or move to the side. I mean, that's all I ask. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's see. Let me go through the comments again. No, y'all still calling out the boule. I see that. Yep. Yeah. So like I said, I think this is a very intelligent crowd I have here, and I think we can have some very high level conversations about how they've designed this system to take our people down. All right. So we got a few more comments here. Now I'm gonna let you guys get out of here because I know we all gotta work. We all got things to do. But let's get through these last comments. He says Moe is 100% correct. The truth is, Trump proved Republicans don't need the black vote to win, but no Democrat can win without the black vote. That's exactly right. And like I said, what's happening now is they need us to vote as a block for the Democrats to win. And what that means is, the problem with that is because we are in such high concentration in so few states that we sway the vote. When you look at South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? That's where most of the black population is held. I think I'm missing Louisiana, where it's significant. And if we can get black people to stay at home, then that means a guaranteed winner for the Republicans. And that's what they want to shame us at. They want to shame us at, and that's the thing with Mr. Talib Kweli. I think that's why he's being very disingenuous. Because the simple fact is, he's been sent to corral us and get our vote back. They can't stand to have a divided vote. And the thing is that this guy didn't subscribe to voting in the last election, but all of a sudden now he's all for voting. Why is that? Isn't it a hell of a coincidence that he is all for voting now that his brother works for one of the leading Democratic candidates? Or is that just a coincidence? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all think that's a coincidence, or do y'all think that's or you think that's very suspect? Right. I think he's getting a check too. Also too, we have some very interesting occurrences between me and him. He's actually coming at me on Twitter. So that's why I said I need you guys to go follow me on Twitter if you can, because you need to show that, you know what I'm saying, there's people that think like me. He tried to treat me like I was on a nobody. Actually, he said that. He said, you know, saying I was a nobody with a nobody clown with nothing to contribute. Those was his words. And I asked him, did he really mean that? He confirmed that. So I need you guys to go follow with me at Moe Factz on Twitter and let him know that you agree with me. If you do agree with me, that you agree. You know what I'm saying? That no one's greater than, you know what I'm saying, the greater good of our people. No one. Right. Let's see. I think that was the last comment. I want to take a few more questions. I think we're going to try to wrap up maybe by 10:30. I don't want to hold you guys up too long and make this video too long. Oh, I'm just playing shampoo. You said, why did Talib say that to you? Because he heard the show last night. I don't want to go in it too much right now because it's still a fluid situation. But I think I will have another live chat going over that as well. Because he was saying that basically he was saying that I was a clown for what I said. I think I was more than fair with him on last night's show. If you guys don't think I was, please leave it in the comments. But I didn't come for him. I didn't say anything rude to him, but he said I was self-hating. I was a clown with nothing to contribute. I don't think that's fair. And I also asked him, I said that if he wanted to talk about it, we could talk about it on any platform. Then he tried to grandstand on me. So I'm waiting for him to come, to come back at me and want to have a meaningful conversation. I would love to see what he has to offer. But like I said, you guys can go to Twitter at Moe Factz. I'm also Moe Factz on Instagram. Please follow me. Like I said, just for the simple fact that we can stay connected. Even if something happens to this channel, we can stay connected. I can start a new channel and we can pick up where we left off at. That's the game that YouTube is playing. They want to decentralize people when they take their channels away, but we're not going to let that happen. I want just as many followers on my Instagram and Twitter as I have here. And it's not for the it's not for the vanity. It's not for the vanity. It's for that we can stay connected and they can't separate us. They can't separate the herd. Just in case anything happens to this channel, we can pick up right where we left off. Oh, thank you. He said correct. Cincy Boo said congratulations on your first launch. Right. I'm glad you guys roll with me. I'm just gonna try to wrap this up as an hour and a half. If you guys have any more questions, let me know at Moe Factz right quick. And please stay engaged in the comments of this video. Please share. Please hit the bell. And please subscribe. I mean, I think a lot of you here are subscribing because you wouldn't know about this previously. And I think that this is how I do it. When I'm going live, I'll let you guys know in advance so you can make preparation. I know we all have lives. We all have families, so I just won't go. I'll try not to go live randomly. I'll try to give you guys a heads up. It'll probably be around this time at night, most nights. Thank you, Nixie H. Thank you. And also, too, like I said, please subscribe and follow. And so and also, too, if you subscribe on social media, what it helps with is we can have conversations even when we're not going live or posting videos. I would like to hear what's going on with you guys as well. I mean, this is not a one-way conversation. That's not what I'm here for. But we got a few more minutes. If anybody has anything else to say or any questions, please state them now. Thank you to Tamar G for following me on Twitter. I appreciate that. And guys, if you go and look at the conversation between me and him, reply back. Let your voice be heard. I don't want to be the only voice. Let you guys' voice be heard. And hold him to his words. Because if he feels that way about me, he feels the same way about you. That we're, you know what I'm saying, we're clowns with nothing to offer. And I don't think that. We all have a voice. And that's the thing. That's why I'm not for hierarchies or joining groups. I'm all for everybody having their own voice and having an equal say so. The email, I haven't provided the email yet. Like I said, the best, and I'll promise you this. If you follow me, I will follow you back. I'm not one of the people I'm too good to follow you back. Not to follow you back, you follow me, and then you can DM me, and then we can have a conversation here. I don't have an email as of yet, specifically for this channel. So, like I said, follow me on social media, and then we'll go from there. So, I would like to say this in closing. There's one thing I would like to say in closing, and it's kind of the mantra for my channel. Is pay attention to everything, and the truth will reveal itself. Always remember that. Pay attention to everything, and the truth will reveal itself. Okay? I think let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. People saying Tamar G, they followed. Yes, thank you for following. Thank you for being here tonight. And like I said, I hope to do this at a very frequent, at least once or twice a week. And there also will be pre-prepared videos coming where I narrate certain things I would like to share with you guys. And then you guys comment on that, and then we'll come back and have a live stream about the comments. So this is going to be a two-way street. I appreciate you all guys all for coming out. May the Most High bless you, and have a good night.